Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becky Sechere. I'm a nurse in the UK and I give tips and advice to nurses from overseas who are planning to relocate to the UK or those who are already here, as well as healthcare assistants who are planning to relocate or those who are already here as well. My channel gives you all the information you need to settle in and also to progress if you wish to. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, remember to like, subscribe and share. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about top tips for thriving as a nurse or healthcare assistant in the UK. So if you like to know more about how to thrive or how to survive as a nurse or healthcare assistant in the UK, you need to watch the video to the end. So welcome back to the video. So as you know, nurses generally, wherever we are, whether UK or whichever part of the world, we play an integral role or a very important role in healthcare systems, and we also play a very important role in the care of our patients. Nurses in the UK work in several settings, including the community, hospitals, people's homes. We work in mental health, work in general practice and several other settings. In this video, we're going to be talking about how or tips to help us to thrive as nurses or care assistants or healthcare professionals in the UK. So this video is, I would say, applicable whether you are newly qualified or you have qualified in your home country, you've practiced nursing several years and you're newly registered in the UK and you want to know how you can thrive as a nurse or a care assistant when you arrive in the UK. So that's what it's all about today. So the first thing on my list as a way of thriving in the UK as a nurse or healthcare professional is to build a good relationship with your peers, your colleagues at work. Find a mentor. So mentor, you may be allocated a mentor when you're newly qualified and you're new on the ward, or you're newly registered and you're new to the ward. You will definitely be allocated a mentor or a preceptor to help you grow. But at the same time, you can also identify an external mentor or someone that you feel very comfortable with, who would be like a motivation to you, who can support you with your growth as you start your journey as a nurse in the UK. This is also applicable to you if you're already a nurse. It doesn't matter how many years you've been practicing, but it's important for you to find someone who motivates you as you work as a nurse. The next on my list is find a job that you enjoy and makes you feel fulfilled, a job you're passionate about and enjoy doing. Because the last thing you want, is to be doing a job that you do not enjoy, you're not happy about it, you're going to work, you're having palpitation, you don't even want to go to work, you're not feeling like going to work because you don't enjoy what you're doing. So it's important for you to find something you enjoy. I know if you're new and that is what you've been allocated, there is not much you can do about it. If you can ask to be transferred, why not? But if that is not available, then the best option for you is get the experience you want and start looking for what you feel you would enjoy or what you have probably done before, an area that you feel you would want to move into. The next on my list is to make use of resources that are available to you or around you. So these resources can be resources from your or employers. They would have sent you to some courses to help you, but you as an individual should find some resources such as online, or attend workshops, or do all sorts of CPDs. There are a lot of professional development courses that are online. Some are offered by nursing organizations. So for example, if you want to one day specialize in an area, you can find online courses on things like that and do them yourself, so that when you one day apply for a role in those specialties, your experience, or you writing in your supporting statement that you've got a certificate in A, B, C, and D, would give you an advantage. So use all these resources. Do a lot of networking as well. It helps you actually to know what happens in other places. So it's very important. The next one is balance your workload and ensure you are not overworking yourself, because the job itself over here is very hard. The nurse-patient ratio is not great. So there's a lot of tiredness. You overwork yourself. Don't make yourself like, I can do it all. If you need help, make sure you ask for help. Speak to your manager, duty managers, or whatever. Otherwise, you end up going home and you're so tired. Over here, we call it, you will be knackered. Very much knackered. Next moment, you're just like, you sleep and you can't even, you don't want to wake up and go to work. So make sure you balance your workload and ensure that you're not overworking yourself. Another point is to keep an open mind at the workplace. In the UK, the workplace can be very toxic, especially it could be in the NHS, it could be care homes, because I've heard a lot of stories. People have experienced bullying, people have experienced harassment, people have experienced discrimination, people have experienced racism. So these things do exist, but keep an open mind when you get to the workplace. If someone is harassing you, someone is discriminating against you, someone is being racist to you, find ways of dealing with the situation. Speak to somebody, speak to management, speak to human resources, get it sorted. Sometimes when you're trying to sort this out yourself by facing off with a person, you become the bad person. So just know. One other thing to bear in mind, especially for those who have come from different parts of the world, you don't know their culture, they don't understand your culture. So sometimes there can be cultural differences. So keep an open mind, just look at things and learn, so that would help you in your day-to-day life. Another thing I've noticed is there's a lot of gossip in the workplace, wherever you work. But over here, gossip is actually, it's not easy. One moment, someone will be talking and smiling at you. The next moment you just walk out of the office or wherever, there is behind you. Eyes roll easily and you think, okay, yeah. And when you stay here for a long time, you become the same actually. Sometimes I don't gossip a lot, but rolling of eyes, is common. So but I would just advise you to keep an open mind when you start working and you're in the workplace. And anyway, I should stop talking too much about that. The next thing on my list is stay organized in order to stay on top of your workload. So that's another thing. You might find people at the workplace, I'm going back to the previous point, keeping an open mind. People may like you, some may just not like you, and that is what it is. That is the way it is. You can't force somebody to like you. Leave them as they are. Do your job. Now, staying organized is very important, and staying on top of your game is very important. If you stay on top of your game, some people may still find faults, but everybody knows that you are always on top of your game. Try as much as possible to learn your policies, your procedures, familiarize yourself with those things. And if you know them and you're competent in whatever you're doing, you know what? Nobody can mess up with you. So make sure you stay on top, stay organized, don't be everywhere. The next one is to join associations or groups or organizations that exist in your work area. So we have RCN, you can join RCN, there is Unison. Apart from that, there is associations for nurses from Philippines, nurses from Kenya, nurses from here and there. Find one of those and join so that you would have people who understand your language, people who understand what you're going through, and you can speak to them if you're having any issues. So it's very important. Another thing on my list is maintaining a positive attitude and making sure you remain calm with patients, remain compassionate when dealing with patients, families, and even colleagues. Sometimes some patients and families can push your button to the limit, but just make sure you keep calm, be compassionate. If something is extreme and is affecting you and your feelings, report it. But always remember to stay calm, stay compassionate, and, do your job. The next thing I've got on my list is to create a work-life balance. So make sure you take time off, take your annual leave. Don't find yourself working 7 days a week, 24/7. Some people would be doing their own job, and on top of that, second job, they're here today, they're doing overtime today. Sometimes you end up doing all that, you make all the money, in the end you're unwell. How do you enjoy the money? Work hard. I'm not saying you shouldn't work hard, but at the same time, look after yourself. Make sure you maintain that healthy work-life balance. It can be difficult. Sometimes your shifts, you might be doing early, late, night, day, here and there. So speak to your manager if your off duty is not the best. Sometimes they would understand you. Sometimes because of staffing issues, they might be a bit difficult, but make sure your things are sorted for you. Look after your mental health and physical health. This adds to the same point as I talked about. Life can be lonely in this country, especially if you're here and you don't have your family with you. As a nurse from overseas, that can be really, really, really hard, but make sure, look after yourself. As I said, the workplace can be very tough, can be difficult, and if you're not careful, mental health can be, your mental health can be affected. So make sure you look after your physical health as well as your mental health. If you're having issues with your mental health, make sure you speak to the appropriate people, seek counseling, see your doctor, and get help. Because the last thing you want is to become unwell and not being able to, do your work. Once again, I talked about working 24/7. Take some extra shifts. Why not? Because we all know nurses are going on strike recently, and we all know the salary is not as we wish because cost of living has gone up. So most nurses are having to take 2 jobs in order to make ends meet. So yes, take the extra shift, take the extra, bank or agency shift you can do to help you plan for those needed holiday breaks or, pamper yourself. Make time for yourself to pamper yourself. Go have your hair done. Go have your nails done. Go find some massage. I don't know how the last time I've had massage anyway, but, I've had it before. One time I just told myself, I feel so tired. I just need to go and chill out, Once a year, plan a holiday, go on a holiday. Holiday, especially those of us from outside or from overseas, holiday is not only going back to your home country. It can be quite expensive going back home because you have to buy things for family and friends and everything. That's fine because you haven't seen them in a long time. But sometimes if you're living in the UK, it's easy for you to travel to Spain or Italy or wherever in Europe, and it can be cheaper. So you can just take a weekend, just go away from it all and have a little break and get back. I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, and if you have any topic you'd like me to talk about, feel free to write that in the comment section and I'll try my best to create a video especially for you. So take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and I'll see you again next week. And bye-bye. Stay blessed as well. And I wish you all the best for the day. Bye-bye.